welcome back. Today I'm going to get into some supplies and things that I think your homeschool would benefit from. So let's get to it. Okay, first up we have these Freezy packs here. I think it's great because after they've exercised on the trampoline, they can go grab a Freezy, and it is made with healthy stuff in it. We will see if I can find them, and then it comes with a little funnel here that you can fill them up with what you think is healthy. And I think it's more affordable than buying those. If you've ever bought those all fruit popsicles, they're pretty pricey. So next up we have, take a look at these. These are great. These are what I use for bookmarks. You can take a look on the screen and see how I use them for bookmarks. They are, I mean, they're just amazing. I bought mine at Walmart, but these ones are $6.99, and it's the same concept as far as I can tell. As a way to mark your books. I was using giant paper clips, but they seem to leave marks on my books, which I don't like. I'm a book person. I can't stand that. All right, what I need here is a laundry basket. Take a look at how I use laundry baskets. Laundry baskets are good for three things. One, if people come over, you can shove a bunch of stuff in them and get it out of the way. Two, you can, besides laundry, so we'll add that in laundry. 3, library books. I have one that holds my library books. That's where I put them every week. And 4 is, and even the DVDs don't get destroyed if they're on the bottom of the library books. Nothing happens to them. Because it's not my first time putting DVDs from the library and books in them. And the other thing I use them for is games, just so that if it's open, it's easier to put back in. I like this because I just think it's fun. What about if you had this in your schoolroom? It's so pretty. Not only is it colorful, but can you imagine, oh, it's Friday. After you've done your work, you get a gumball. I don't know, but I just think it's fun. It's probably one of those things where the concept of it is way more fun than the reality of it. Next up we have, I want to show you zones of regulation. Zones of regulations are important merely because, so it's a free program. I don't know if it's free actually, but it's taught at a lot of preschools. And what it is you can just get this and say, okay, oh gosh, you're feeling mad. You're red right now. You're red. So you spend like a couple of weeks going through the zones, and you seem like you're in a blue zone. How can we get you back to green? Kind of thing. And so therefore you spend like a couple weeks talking about what color they're in, and then finally help talking about things when they're not upset about what they can do to get back into the correct zone. All right, next up we have a uniform. I think every mom needs a uniform to wear to work, and if I was a better person, I would wear these. I think they're really pretty and they have pockets. However, I am not that person, so I wear jogging pants and whatever shirt comes out of my drawers that I think I look half decent in. And that's it. That's my uniform. I don't really go anywhere. But this, you could dress up, dress down, wear a belt, not wear a belt. I just think it's really pretty. If I was a different person, just have 5 days of whatever it is so you don't have to think about it. That's one less stress off your mind, so that you get up and you have an outfit ready to go that you feel good enough in, that if you do go out with friends, if you do go out to go to therapies, whatever it is you're doing, you have a nice outfit on. You can just add a scarf to it or a jacket and out you go. Erasable pens. Who doesn't love erasable pens? If you haven't tried erasable pens, it's kind of, I hate game changer because everyone uses it, but it's definitely a feel-good thing. That is for sure. After that, we have what is it called? It's like a mug warmer, but this one is portable. The one I'm showing you is portable, and it's on sale right now for $9. $9.99. And I just think it's great that that it's portable, because how many times do you have something warm and you put it down, and then at least now you can sit it on something while you're teaching. If you're at the table, wherever it is, you can just sit it down and it can keep it warm because it's portable. So that's what I think is a big thing, because we can all go to the microwave and heat something up, but if it's still staying warm near you, even like an hour later, you know what I mean? When you're done reading, you just pick it up. I just think that make your day a little more easier. These are great, and the reason I like these, I have them on my wall, and I have one for the schedule, one for their independent like study things that they're going to do that day, and one for our schedule, and then I have another one for a prayer that I want to work on. So anything I want to focus on, I just put a little nail in the wall. I have 3 nails up there, and and I slide them in there, and we can take it off, and you can also check off the box if you want, because it's got a little thing where for a dry erase marker, you could check off the box if that's your thing. We don't do it to check off the boxes anymore, but we used to. And or a list of chores that need to be done. All right, yoga dice. These yoga dice are cheaper at Barnes & Noble Right now they're on sale for $8.39 at Barnes & Noble, but you can get them on Amazon for $14. Is that where I found them? I thought they were a bit more. Yeah, $14. They are great because they are a good, what's it called when you transition? A transition activity, because you roll them. And I always say, you play it however you want, but I roll them and say, okay, or whoever rolls them, they pick one. They pick one pose for them to do. So it's a great transition if you're going from, or if you have to stop playing something super fun and then transition to something not as fun, well then do this as an intermediate activity. That's what I used to do. And so we'd roll, and then there's 3 or 4 different options. So if they can't do one, this specific ones are easy enough that you can do almost any of them. Like if you look at the picture, they're pretty easy to do. And then they can choose one to do, and then I have them roll. The child that has the hardest time, I have him roll for me, and then he chooses one for me to do. So that's kind of hard to resist when it comes to, okay, let's put away that activity and then we can do this. So first we do that, then we do this. All right, I want to talk to you about a printer. I want to talk to you about my printer. The printer I have, it's the 2800. They have newer models, you don't need it. It's $179 and it will print for you, wait for it, 7,800 pages of color for $40 of ink. So gone are those worries about ink. You can print whatever you want to your heart's content. And let me tell you, I do. I love it. I love it. What I mostly print is, let me show you some canvas sheets. I'll show them on the screen. These are things I print, like I sum up the work of whatever we've done that week and I keep it, and then, you know, every Friday or something we'll go through it for however many weeks I have it there, because it only takes a few seconds to go through. And if you're going through every Friday, I mean, you're really building up like the memory for it, because I use pictures and it has, you know, mnemonic devices. So that's one of the ways we memorize a lot. Now, I will tell you that it prints 10 pages a minute. So it's not super fast, but so what? So if you got to set aside some time to print, that's not that big a deal if you ask me. Again, I hate the word game changer, but if you really want your kids to learn sight words and they are having problems, it's the Frazzles sight word cards. Now, unfortunately, this set I'm showing you on screen right now, they do not have on Amazon. On Amazon, they have a different set, which is the primer sight ones, the pre-primers. So they're all sight words. But what it is on one side of the card, if I can show you here, on one side of the card, it has the word without a mnemonic device, but on the other side, it has it with a mnemonic device. So you go through until they know them with a mnemonic device, and they learn them real quick with the mnemonic device, let me tell you, which is a picture. And then especially kids who have problems, you know what I mean? And then you can go through it without that, and they've memorized sight words way easier than doing it, I guess, the old-fashioned way. Okay, next up we have chalk. This is some of the, Hagoramo is supposed to make some of the best chalk in the world. So Hagoramo chalk, so if you have any type of chalkboard, it doesn't break as easy. It writes a lot smoother. It comes off your chalkboard a lot easier. So Hagoramo chalk. And it says it's non-toxic, so exciting for me. Everything I buy, I always check to make sure it's non-toxic. And lastly, we have a timer. We have a visual timer because it's so much easier to see and to know, okay, if they only have to do something like, all right, you got to read for 20 minutes, however people do that. Or we have 5 minutes to clean up is a big thing, because that's kind of exciting. We have 5 minutes to clean up this room, stuff like that. So it's just good to have a visual timer around, and I quite like it. I don't use it as much as I used to, but you know, just in case I ever need one for some reason, now I got it. All right, thanks for tuning in. Hope to see you next time. If you want to know all the curriculum books that I do have and don't use, one last thing I wanted to tell you. Okay, let me finish that statement. If you want to see all the curriculum books that yes, no, maybe, I'll put a link to that video at the end. But another thing I have is a crate. Just a crate for all the books that I just want to go through and teach. Kind of like everyone has those, you know, those rolling carts or things like that. This was cheaper, and it's a little more sturdy and it's bigger. And so I just put the books that I want to teach in there, and that's how I do it. There you go.